What is up, guys? Today's video is how to play the perfect offlane laning stage. This lane, I am a Dawnbreaker. I've got a Riki Pause 4, not particularly useful, with against a Morphling CM, so a ranged agi carry. And I want to show you how I play the first couple minutes. I do not play this game perfect, but this lane I play very well, and it's just, as I was playing, I was like, this is a perfect demonstration of what a lane should look like. So I'm not overcommitting for the rune here. We have really weak support, so I'm just chilling. My starting items, if you're not going a Wraith Band on these strength offlaners who are going to take some like right-click harass, then you're just not playing the meta. That's the meta right now. All high MMR players are doing it, so you should do it. So starting Wraith Band components, I'm going to want a wand, especially with the Iron Branches. Get a decent block here. And I queue out 2 mangoes because I know I'm going to be using some spells, and the passive regen is really nice. So those are my first 2 items, flying out 2 mangoes. And I hold on to these mangoes a long time, but that means I kind of like get the health regen component out of them. So this is like the ideal situation, is I blocked all the melees and let the range go first. We're not going to get the deny, which is like, okay, it's life. If you get it, great. But then we're going to defensive aggro his creeps to us. We make sure we attack them again so that they like stay on us, because if you aggro but then don't attack them at all, they'll eventually turn around. But if you attack them again as you're close to them, once their like aggro period ends, then they'll reattach to you. I stick around in experience range. I try to get the last with my W, which is like, it's worth the attempt. I don't get it, but that's okay. And this situation is exactly what I want. He is a ranged hero with no innate damage block, tanking 3 range creeps, and I am dragging these 3 melee creeps, or sorry, he's tanking 3 melee creeps, and I am dragging the wave back here so that the lane equilibrium will be outside my tower, which is what I want. And then do not drag it, if you have this situation with all 3 melees right outside your tower, don't take it to the very edge of your tower, because you want to be able to aggro these melees back to your range. So you want to hold it right outside your tower like this. And this Morph can't really stop me right now. Like, he's dealing with this, and this is not what Morph wants to be dealing with. If he's a Drought, if he's a Sniper, it's the same thing. It's so annoying for them to be tanking 3 range creeps outside a tower. And this guy started no regen, so he just started this build. So he's not super happy, and I get the aggro. I try it once, doesn't work, which is okay. And then I try it again. I got the last hit, and then I did it again. So we're going to get these CS here. Focus on the CS first, and then go for the deny. And so I didn't even miss any CS. He, like, killed the 3 CS. He killed my 3 melee creeps that were down here before, like, they killed any of his, which is perfect. And now we're just going to do the exact same thing. We're going to aggro again. We're going to try and get this with our hammer. If you had a support that could secure it, that'd be even better, like a Rubik. But if you don't, that's fine. This time we get it. And it's the same situation. He's got 2 creeps this time. I've got 3. The lane is close to me. I've taken no harass. This Morphling has not hit me 1 time. Maybe he's hit me 1 time. I don't know. I've taken basically no harass. I'm getting good CS. And, you know, meanwhile, Rubik and CM are, like, doing their thing on the side. But, like, this is, like, the perfect 1v1 scenario and how you should approach it as, like, a melee versus a ranged. So we get the deny on the ranged. And then here, aggro this creep back even more, because what you're trying to do is just drag these 3 creeps further back up the lane, so that once this creep does die, then it takes them longer to get down the lane. So this Morph, if he was good, he'd be doing the same thing with this melee. He would be dragging it this way just to draw his creeps a little bit further down so that it takes longer for them to get up here. But he's not doing that. I am. Also, he's got an extra range creep, so then the lane is going to meet right outside of our tower again. So this is like just the dream. And it's not that I'm like crushing. I mean, okay, the dream is that you've killed them 3 times already, right? But like in terms of just a static lane where you're at a slight disadvantage, this is exactly how you want it to go. I've taken 0 harass. I haven't used any tangos. I've just been using my W to try and secure range CS. And that is it. For some reason, he's like aggroing these creeps way back. And now I'm in a position where I can like start contesting CS a little bit. Fortunately, I don't like time that very well, but that's the whole idea. My Riki somehow first blooded the CM. Honestly, it doesn't even matter. Like that didn't need to happen for this anything in this lane to go the way it's going. So we're focusing only on the CS here. And again, drawing aggro back to our range, trying to keep the lane in our favor. He's forced to use a spell to get the CS, which is fine. I'm flying out a stick. I want to stick against the Morphling because I know he's going to be doing that. I, again, missed the hammer. So, like, if I had been a little bit better with my hammers, I would have even more CS than I did now. Nothing crazy is happening here, but again, the defensive aggro. Notice we're taking so little damage. I still haven't used a tango yet. So this isn't about, like, completely owning him on the CS, right? We're going to get what CS we get, and that's just how it is. But we're keeping the lane outside of our tower. We're never, you know, we're not staticking outside his tower with the CM able to, like, fight us or something. And we're just happily CSing, not using any regen, focusing on, we finished our Wraithband recipe, we have our stick now. And we're going to get into our next items fairly quickly because we haven't had to, like, use a lot of regen. And we're getting stronger, right? We're leveling up. We're getting the XP. Is there anything happening with the lane creeps here? So yeah, here the ideal play would be to aggro this melee who walked into tower range out of tower range. You have to be, like, really quick to do that, though, because it's basically just going to die. Like, basically I didn't have time to do it. But sometimes that's the correct idea to go for. CM uses Suffer Mana on me, so now is when I'll, like, finally my first tango once I'm done killing these CS. Lost a little bit of HP and want to be at full HP if at all possible. Here the CM's, like, pretty out of position. So I just go on her a little bit, just to do some casual damage. Like, we don't need to kill her here. Like, we'll chase, but once it's, like, we're not going to get her, just go back to CSing. Right, I've eaten one, this is my first tango that I've eaten all lane, and I didn't intend for this to happen, but with the way the creeps aggro during that whole scenario, we again have the lane in a perfect spot. Don't be afraid to be a little aggressive on their support. Like, the CM is the one we can kill if we're going to kill anybody. Oh, we did end up getting her, so very cool. She had, like, stepped away out of position, so, you know, just go on her. And we can't aggro back to our range because it would be in tower range, but we're still happy to just sit here, lane completely normally. And, you know, we've missed some CS, and we're basically exactly even with the Morphling. We're down 2 from the Morphling, and we could have gotten those 2 if we just, like, hit our hammers a little bit better. So we're just completely going even with this Morphling while not having to, like, buy any extra regen, which is just the dream as the Offlane. And then I believe... So I fly out a Raindrop because how Morph eventually tries to wear you down is spamming his Adaptive Strike. So you have 1 plus Raindrop. He just can't do that. So the only way they could feasibly kick me out of lane is if both their heroes were here. But CM, having died twice, is now left. Ricky's now leaving. So I'm going to be in this 1v1 versus the Morph. Use my W to secure some CS. Focus on the CS here. He's really low, but I don't want to trade because... I mean, maybe I could have hammered? But I think he's got full mana, right? So he's just going to waveform away. He can also stop my... He can also stop my Starbreaker with his W, so, like, I can't really, like, solo kill him. So just focusing on the CS and not really worrying too much about him. If I'm going to cast a W for a CS, like, I'll try and make sure it hits him as well, just because, just for the harass. But otherwise, I don't care too much. So here, I just tried to, like, kind of catch him being greedy. But what I turn this into... which is fine, is I mango again, and I'm just kind of focusing on all the CS here. So notice I used my spells to get all the CS, push the lane in, and I'm now going to get this pull off. So I was aware that there were creeps coming down, and this is just going to reset the lane equilibrium closer to me again. I'm going to get a couple of these, like, small creeps. Getting a deny. I'm totally even on this lane with a Morphling, right? And if this guy was, like that's not really how these lanes typically go as the as like the melee versus the range in a 1v1, right? Because I'm not, like, solo killing him. So here I walk away from the wave when it's just the siege creep left. I think I forgot that this wave was going to be here. I should have stayed at this wave and cleared it out super fast. I could have done that, but I decided to walk over to this big camp to kill it, and then I realized halfway through that the the wave was there. So that was like one mistake for me that I should have been more aware of that next wave meeting. I kind of missed some of the CS there. But I did get this solo big creep, which is nice. And that gives me my level 6 at 6 minutes. Obviously, this Ricky hasn't really been here. And this Morphling is like getting his levels too. But again, we were like pretty dead even with the Morphling, which in a 1v1 scenario against a Morphling is super solid. This is exactly what you want to be going for. Just throw out another hammer again. And this is just to secure the creeps, right? I secured the range creep. He did get the one deny. And now I'm flying out the components for phase boots. I'm not taking a lot of harass damage from him, so I brought the Blades of Attack first, which just increases your farm by 9 damage. And I'll be wrapping up this video pretty soon here. Hopefully you guys can see with the defensive aggro techniques I used, and like when I used my mana to get CS, that you know, this is something pretty emulatable. Yes, sometimes their position 4 will be trying to screw with you, but like, you know, you will also, like if the CM had been in my face the whole time, like I could have just been going on her, because that's kind of what my hero does. I can just, especially with like any +1, and Morphling can't really save the CM, so I don't think the CM was misplaying. If you pick a hero that can kill the CM can't always do a whole lot. So using some mana to just harass plus get CS again. Just putting a little bit of pressure on this guy. Snipe his courier. Notice I did the small... Actually, well, this is important. This is important. I should be breaking down everything I'm doing. Alright, so this Morphling is now in the phase where he's shoving it into me, which is fine. So I'm going to secure these CS under my tower. Use some mana to harass at the same time. And now this is the phase where I don't really want to lane straight up versus him anymore without anything happening, unless I'm killing the wave fast with my hammer, which is on cooldown, right? So instead of walking up to this next wave, which is what a lot of people will do, right? They'll continue laning normally. I don't want to lane against this guy normally anymore, especially without my Celestial Hammer. So I walk over and do his small camp instead. Basically, he's either going to shove this into me, in which case I will clear this and then walk back, or he's going to static it. But for a carry who's having a good game, which he is, right? I'm not shutting him down. He's still having his own good game. His main priority should be to push this out fast and then go to a jungle camp so that he can increase his own efficiency. So by stealing this small camp, I'm like not laning where I don't want to be laning. Yes, I'm going to miss a creep here. It's like whatever. But I'm going to steal this small camp from him, possibly. We're going to get this item. We're going to run back to the tower. We might miss another creep here. What does this Morphling do while this is happening? Oh, he like walks back up here, which is kind of weird. If I was this Morphling, I probably would have walked to the small camp. Maybe he knew what I was doing and that's why he didn't? Or maybe he just thinks he can stand right in front of the tower and get all the CS. I guess that's fine. But that's my thought there, and that's why I was doing that. And if anything, it just increased my efficiency while possibly denying him some farm. So this camp is just blocked, so neither of us can take it. Once I got it that one time, the CM appears to have blocked it. So I think that favors me probably, because the Morphling would be happy to take it right now. And here's basically the end of the lane where I counter TP rotate. We take a huge fight here, and my mid-tiny shows up, and we kill them all. So that was the end of the lane. I'm 45-10 to this Morphling's 52-14 in a completely solo matchup. Like, you know, the Ricky and the CM basically, but like, the Ricky killed the CM once, I helped kill the CM once, but otherwise, both supports were like not playing the lane at all. And I went completely even with this guy. We are 3rd highest in net worth. The Tiny's the highest, but having a really good game, and it's just like a hard matchup. And with all this aggro stuff that I showed you in the beginning, this is exactly how you want to be playing these melee offlaner versus ranged hero core matchups. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, sub to the channel. And if you want to be coached by me, check the link in the video description. You can join my Discord there, and there's all the information there on how to sign up.